I'm Swedish originally. As a teenager, I started in the European demo scene. And it's, I guess, demo programming, the way I'm going to show it now, is more common in Europe. A lot of teenagers got together and formed groups. They were doing a lot of other illegal stuff too, but demos were legal, and we're still doing demos. Actually, I took a break for 18 years, and this summer I gathered my old friends. Let's get back and do some old cool retro computing. So maybe Middle-Age Crisis or something. But it's still, that's where I learned programming. Yeah, I don't like mics. Hope you can hear me. For this event, I had some routines lying around, so I thought, make something fun, release it here. It's not entirely finished. The graphics was like a 4-hour job from our graphian. He was sick that day, but there's some graphics there, so I'll just play it.
Is that XMI?
Yeah, the XMI. The assembler is actually really fast, as XMI takes.
What assembler? What assembler?
The assembler, I wrote the assembler myself. Actually.
Oh, okay.
I'm a professional programmer. The first thing I did was, I was looking around the internet for assemblers. There's Turbo Assembler popular for developers. The most popular is probably one called Kick Assembler.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah, it's full scripting, you have macro, all kind of stuff. Though it's written in Java, and I don't like Java, so I wrote my own assembler. I had the scripting support, macro support, so it's not as powerful as Kick Assembler, but it's fast. I know the syntax. Use that. I use a lot of. I could have made a speech about cross development. I program a lot of this is written in C++, but the C++ program is spitting out the assembler code, which I run through the assembler. It's a lot of several kilobytes of just load and store, very repetitive code. So I just generate that in script or C++. Do all the cheats you can, to get as much power as possible out of Commodore 64. So this is an unexpanded, emulated, unexpanded Commodore 64. Yeah, so that's it. Nice. I hadn't planned any. Yeah.
Will it run on both PAL and NTSC?
Yeah, it will. It will run a bit slower on PAL. Because I timed it now, and the music was composed for NTSC. But it works. There's no timing critical things. And usually, most demos are written for PAL, of course. There is a little advantage in PAL because you have, even though the CPU is slightly slower, we kind of measure everything in, call it raster time. We had an excellent description of the raster earlier. We try to update everything each frame. So for PAL it's 50 frames per second, NTSC is 60 frames per second. It turns out that in PAL you have a little more, you can do a little more computing per frame.
We have more scan lines in PAL.
Exactly, it's a few more scan lines too. And since, despite CPU being slower, you still have a little more processing power per update. So you can do a little more calculations, though you lose some higher FPS, of course, there. Once find things to move. So. Any other questions?
How did you do the curving piece for the text? Is that something that you computed? I mean, you did that. I mean, how?
I can go pretty deep into that.
We don't have to go too deep, but I mean, to what degree did you do the slope in that? Was that some type of mathematical?
Yeah.
Or was that a table
it's a little
function?
The 3D math.
So you're actually doing 3D math.
I'm not doing it pre-calculated.
So some of it's pre-calculated, so there's some table lookup results.
Exactly.
Okay.
You have to use lookup tables.
Excellent.
And since you don't have instruction cache or things on the 6502.
And the fact that you get the color so close, are you changing color cycling on the same raster row? In order to, I saw some of the colors. It appeared to me that you had more colors per scan line than what is typically allowed. I don't know if that was just an optical illusion or
the character boundaries. It looks like you've got.
It is actually.
Are you changing palettes on the same scan line row?
It is. It's a bitmap mode. Using. It's
it is bitmap.
It's a multicolor bitmap mode.
Okay.
And the scroll effect is made by, first of all, it's 2 bitmap animating back and forth. Just to make it a little smoother. And then I moved the color data in screen RAM and in color RAM. It's moved. So it gives the illusion.
So it is more of an illusion or an optical illusion, more so than you're changing stuff technically.
Exactly. You would not be able to move the bitmap.
Okay.
There's no way.
Okay. All right.
Unless you can. There's some cheats in the Ink 2 chip. You can move bitmaps, but you're limited to sideways and up down. That doesn't even work on the new 64C. So demo programmers tend to avoid using that.
Cool.
So yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff to talk about, but it was not planned. I showed you the demo.
Yeah, that's cool.
Very cool.
It's all about squeezing every drop out of that machine. That's how the machine do the best you can.
Oh, thank you for watching.
Very good.